Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Welcome to the hat rack. Russian army of one. Population, army of one. Thumping the mic like a nuclear missile. Forged from bars of platinum grill dismissal. Blasting PR that's so out of hand that all the fudge rounds in the world won't keep you off the witness stand. And do I know? No. Or do I know? No. Well, I'm aware you never made it on my live show. And you're so hot and twisted. You mainlined a career path of lawyer once, but now delisted. Always saying the unspoken parts out loud. Grinning through questions, really are you that proud? We got him, he took the bait. Content Krampus in the meat sweats, delivering the mic hate. And here's a statement of fact. On the mic, there's one thing that you really lack. Yeah, we're talking mic skills. Unless it's gripped and rock shaped like socks to all the misguided shills. Those aren't socks. Imagine making a website admitting that despite your denials, there's no acquittal. You put your name up in lights, an ecosystem comprised of a group of random parasites. And me, I've got this feeling that ringworm would be far more appealing than tuning into that for a few hours and all the stupid that noise empowers. Granted, there's one thing that's entertaining, and that's amidst all that craning. You really think that you're shrewd while going from PR and lawyer to all of you getting silted. Oh, and one of you has turned, and guess what? It's a name that you haven't yet learned. Someone deep in your conspiracy who's leaking info. Patience, you just wait and see. Maybe I should wear a mask, because admittedly I'm enjoying this task. So much it seems like a crime watching morons talk themselves into possibly doing time. You've been celebrating like it's Christmas, like you've won some kind of award. But the only award I'm seeing is being added to a conspiracy that includes allegations of a hitman. A hitman? Seriously? And going after witnesses in a trial, promising retaliation from the dark web. Your word, dark web, some people never learn.
All right. What's up, folks? How's it going, man? A hitman? Seriously?
I love that song. I forgot
do
how good it
too.
is. That song is like a really good, it's like a recap of everything that's gone on.
When you go through them, it's really funny. I was listening to a bunch of them, and I'm like, man, when you put them all together, they are kind of like a little rap saga, you know?
It's a rap soap opera,
It
yes.
is. It's so wild. Oh, man. Tonight, too, it's going to be more of the same. Actually, this is
never
pretty good
ends.
tonight. Well, this one, I have to say, I really did appreciate this one because when you step in it, sooner or later, you don't come out smelling like daisies, let's just say.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and one of those cases they brought were really bad. Think about all of them. First you have the one they have to the best case scenario, the one they attacked Silverman for. They had to drop because it was such a shamble. Then you have the thumbnail lawsuit, which is imploded. And you have the Trespass 5, where they were smart enough to add in law enforcement as part of it. Like that's going to help out your claim of these people did wrong,
Not to mention when you call the sheriff every day.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wait, they were following law enforcement's commands? They're lawful, so so they're somehow at fault in this. Yeah, that's going to work out real well.
And there's so much stuff that is hitting right now. Like I just got in my inbox a police report.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you read that?
I was like, that is going to be some fun for tomorrow.
It's insanity. A police report for this nonsense happening on her property with now there's allegations of beatings, like flat out beatings and drug use.
Jeremy has been 100% right about these people.
It keeps on happening. For a long time, I stayed away from, he kept saying that there's, addicts living on the property. And I kind of just, I let that go. Apparently that keeps happening.
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where it was something you couldn't ignore because, like you said, it was happening every freaking day. It's like, are you kidding me? Every person that comes on the property is they're either arrested or they end up saying, I got to get out of here, and they're accused of something terrible. So nobody leaves unscathed.
Nobody leaves unscathed. God, this would make a fantastic horror movie. Think about it. Like from the little people in the walls to, just running scared crazy from this, from the turtle purgatory. Imagine the storyline you could do here with a horror film.
I need Bruce Campbell to do in the later Evil Deads where it's all slapstick. I need him to play John Cook.
I've never seen any of the horror movies. I don't watch.
Well, the first one, I mean, it's aged, but it's a horror movie. It's got funny, but it's gory and stuff. And the later ones, I mean, they're still gory, but they're more like a slapstick humor. And that's how I imagine the little people in the walls and stuff. When the evil manifests, you see weird stuff, and that's how I imagine the little people.
Oh God! Well, speaking of horror movies, I actually did just watch this new series on Netflix. I think you might like it a lot. It's called The Terror. Have you seen it?
Oh, that's not new, but yes, that's
it's not new.
No,
yeah, season 1.
No.
I didn't know it wasn't new. It was new to me anyway. I loved it.
That's based on a book called The Terror. And the book, The Terror, it's good because that's a real historic event that they took and added a monster
thought it
into.
might be based on a real story.
Oh, it is.
I tried to get my dad to watch it, and he was like, it's horrible. I hate it. I can't stand it. But normally I would have thought he'd love it because he likes those seafaring things, and
I love that. That
there
are other seasons, but it retells a new story. So that's basically like if you see The Terror season 2, it's a different thing. I didn't like it 2 as much because one it's its own one and done, and man, it's so good.
It's so good. I may watch it again because I feel like I missed a lot.
I've seen it a bunch of times.
God, it's so good. It's really good, and that's the kind of scary I can handle, where it's kind of like mystical scary. And obviously it's, for those of you who don't know, it's about Arctic explorers in the 1800s, the Royal Navy sent 2 ships to find the Northwest Passage, and they get stuck in the ice, and they're stuck there, and they accidentally kill an Eskimo. And then this spirit bear monster creature starts terrorizing.
It goes bad.
It goes real bad. And I mean, Jeff would have a lot to say about this because it involves ships and cannibalism. It's right up his alley.
Yeah, that's an amazing series, though. It's well done. I was shocked they made it. Yeah, that actually got a lot of acclaim when it came out. but a lot of people, they didn't know what to think, because when you start out, you got so many episodes. I thought it was so creepy, even without the horror. The person they put in to fix the boat, the diving suit
Oh God.
on that voyage.
Yes.
Yeah, so in real life, that voyage, that was the first time a diving suit like that had ever been implemented. So that was real. They took one with them. And you can imagine being the first person under that still Arctic water, how creepy that could be. It could be beautiful. Yeah, it'd be horrifying.
So scary. The way they filmed that was so scary. I was like on the edge of my seat, like, oh, so scary. The whole thing was so scary, but scary in a great way that I love.
That atmosphere.
It was so beautiful too, with all the ice just everywhere.
I love that series.
It was amazing. I'm so glad I started watching it, but I had nothing to do but lay in bed because I was sick for the last, I don't know, 2 days.
I didn't think you were going to make it. Megan almost wasn't going to make it today.
I almost wasn't going to make it. I was laying on a heating pad. Well, I still have the heating pad on because then my back started to hurt. So I'm feeling better. I'm not nauseated anymore, but my back started to hurt. And I think it's because I was on my feet all day doing laundry at the laundromat. And then my daughter and I went to the gym. And I may have overdone it a bit for my first day back because I was working out with her, which is always a mistake because she's jacked. And she was like, I'm like, what are you working on today? She's like, I'm going to do core. And I'm like, I'll do core with you. That was a mistake. Clearly a mistake because I think I hurt my lower back a bit. And then by the time I got home, because I was on my feet after that, like the whole day, we left at 2:00. We didn't get home till 6:00. And, it was just a lot. So anyway, by the time I was in the car on the way home, there was pain in my back. It just started spreading. I told Tug, I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm going to be flat on my back. And I did lay on my back on a heating pad for about an hour and it started to ease up recently. So I was like, you know what? I can sit up. Okay. Yeah. I'm good.
I'm like, man, see, I hate missing shows because they're fun. Like I get to goof
Me
off
too.
And laugh. It's stupid. That's the, I'm telling you, like both of us with problems, if you had 2 co-hosts at 50% each, hey, you got 100% co-host. Awesome. Or a host rather.
That's true. We only have to be 50%. That's right.
I know yesterday I couldn't do one. Usually I like Fridays, usually I get in there, but I had a big doctor appointment yesterday too. And I got about halfway there. I got from here to Murfreesboro and I just had that. I was like, I can't drive any further. If I drive any further, there's going to be a problem. Like
that's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all. And I had the kids, they were with me and stuff. So I was no, we're going to stop in Murfreesboro. But I did get something. It actually relates to this. So I stopped, I tried to make the most of the day. I found an item chat and Megan that reminded me of this case. So check this out here. Man, look at that. Isn't that cute? It's a button. Yeah. Look, it's a little trash panda. Well, he's like, let's eat trash and smooch. And I was like, oh, when Dixie say what? I wonder if I can send that to
When Dixie say what?
I wonder if I can send it to Win Dixie and get like their assistant manager to autograph it.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. I realize that people call raccoons trash pandas, but I think that's the true trash panda right there. I do. I think possums.
Little possum.
Yes.
It's so cute.
They are funny. They're like, wow. I love it when they play dead. I used to have one. He'd like to inch over by my garbage can. He used to come up all the time, and anytime he'd come up, if I catch him, I'd yell at him. He'd just flip over on his back and play dead. So I would wait for him.
They're
to watch
smart little suckers.
Oh, I loved it though. Like I'd see him, and I would yell out the speaker. He'd get a little closer, and I'd be like, hey, what are you doing? And he'd just flip over, his tongue hanging out. He's like, I'm dead. And, he'd start back after a few minutes. Yeah, I get him a couple more steps.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
so
I'm not.
funny.
Yeah. He's like, I can't be doing it. I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Oh, little trash pandas. I love them. But I thought that I was like, man, that's like a souvenir straight from the creek, man. Straight from this case.
They should sell those at the bait shop post office.
Put them in a blessing box. You know, maybe
Yep.
complete with the possum.
Maybe.
Put him on like a little collar around his neck. Oh,
Well,
man. Let's eat trash and smooch, baby. You're like, oh yeah.
oh Lord.
Oh my god, I saw that though. It's like, oh my god, that really is for real. The first thing I thought, I was like, I'm buying that stupid button. And
I'm buying it.
my kids
mine.
were like, what? Why?
What are you doing?
I was like, it just reminds me of something. You know, my daughter was like, if that reminds you of your glory days, well, you need to start forgetting more.
No, she did not say that.
She did. She is.
Oh, she's funny.
She's such a little like villain. I was like, that
Your
reminds
glory
you of your
days.
glory days. You need to start.
What
forgetting.
what a hilarious way to call your dad a loser.
Mhm. I was like, oh man, snap, that was pretty good.
Snap.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's sarcastic.
Oh, she's hilarious.
She's got your ability for the smackdown. I'm telling
That's
you.
actually what my family members are like. They're like, she's really like you.
She's just like you. It's funny.
Yeah. I like
my husband is very sarcastic, and my oldest child is his mirror image. She looks just like me, but her attitude is all him. And boy, can she hit you with the quick comeback. It's so funny.
Man, so there's this other thing that's been going on in the ecosystem. I mean, I figure we'll talk about this more formally with the transcript and stuff when it was discussed. You know, like maybe a Rumble exclusive. That might be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that we should do that on Monday night. I think we should have we'll start out on YouTube and then we'll move over to Rumble exclusive because we have a lot to go over.
Oh.
The ecosystem has been melting down and you guys need to see it. It's not enough for me to read a transcript. You have to see it and hear it with your own ears and eyes. And since they're, copyright strike hose, we have to do that on Rumble. Where they can't touch me. I remember when they said they were going to take down my Rumble channel. Yeah, we're still up. We're still.
Yeah, that's weird. You know what though? I mean, now though, it's fascinating because at the same time they're preaching freedom of speech and talking about everything is all freedom of speech. You know,
yes, they're all very interested in that now.
Yep. Everybody loves the freedom
for
of speech.
them, but not for anybody else.
Yep. Now, what's fascinating is this has been their talking point. Again, I think we'll get into this a little more like Monday. Well, a lot more actually, but they've been talking about Ohio and the lawyer in Ohio, him stepping away. Now I think that's fascinating to hear.
Yeah, it is. Now, I can't confirm. There has been no filing. So whatever information they have is not any information that's public. So I don't know where they got it.
They said Bruce himself, that's who they got it from. So they said
Bruce told them that.
Yeah, that's what was noted.
Well, I wonder how he would know because didn't he complain that the Ohio attorney wouldn't speak to him anymore?
Wasn't talking to him.
Yeah,
but maybe the clients would talk to him. So if
that's
the attorney had told the clients,
you mean they're breaking their attorney-client privilege with the Ohio lawyer to tell?
Yeah,
that's a choice.
I'm sure they tell Bruce all kinds of stupid things. They should. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing they need to understand. If you're represented by one attorney in one thing and another guy has absolutely nothing to do with it, then that is breaking your privilege there.
Yep, that's breaking your privilege. And as you can see, it found its way onto a podcast. So, careful with that.
Well, and we were talking about reasons, which again, this is all speculation. We have nothing concrete. Okay. And we'll find out more when there's a filing. That would be the only way we would actually have a real answer. But there's only a few reasons that this person would really be able to step away. And wrongdoing, that could be one of them. But and if there's wrongdoing, fraud,
criminal activity.
But he'd have to admit it. He'd have to put that in something in front of the court.
Yes. He would have to admit that to court. So,
Yep.
and it will be interesting because no matter what it is, no matter what the reason is for him withdrawing, if he does withdraw, he will have to put in a reason with the court that will be public. It could be failure to pay. If there was some kind of payment arrangement made and they didn't pay, that's a valid reason for a lawyer to withdraw. You have to pay your legal fees. And I have a feeling they're having trouble with paying things because I have a source who came to me and told me that Bruce has not paid his court reporter fees. That he's behind, and he's so behind that they may be going to collections.
That's crazy. That explains why they've been running that please pay me, please pay. That actually explains why they were so desperate that they asked the big donor for money even while they were going after him. You remember all that? And they were like, "Oh, if we put it in another account." Now they're using the word trust. So this is interesting. Let me pull this.
I think that's also why they decided to talk about the Ohio attorney withdrawing, is because it's a new reason for them to set up another fundraiser.
And they are grifting off of it. So you can see in their chats, they are pushing to help with MPJC legal fees. Now, I thought this was fascinating. Look what they're adding to the end. By invoice. So that call for trust. So apparently this is interesting to me because they know that transparency has become such an issue that they're going to have to show receipts for something like that, right? They're like, hey, I'm going to show this, but at the same time, they still refuse to show any kind of transparency for the other stuff.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. Also, Bruce has set up a I don't know if it's GoFundMe or which site it's on, but he has set up a fundraiser for something like $3,800 for court reporter fees for transcripts. So wild. Just in case you doubt my source, he literally is raising money for the transcripts, which apparently he has not paid for.
See, they say all this stuff. They've talked a lot of smack about going in and waging lawfare against people. Well, to do that, you have to have a fat stacks. You have to actually be able to do it. And at one time, there were enough donors over there that I think they probably could have waged, that. But
yeah, they spent it on God knows what.
And they turned on people like David the donor. I mean, they turned on him publicly, and to the point he was like, "Hey, I'm not giving any money anymore." But that makes sense. So I'm going to pull this back up. It makes that Marla asking for money makes so much more sense. Here it was her again. When she was asking David the donor only me while they're attacking. I mean, to set this scene, just think about how desperate they are here. They are asking a guy that they are villainizing and trying to ruin for asking for transparency. They're like, hey, we're setting
give us more money.
Yeah. But they said to donate to another attorney and you notice that the other part there, this is actually what they're trying to do right now. Pay defense expenses. Would you donate to a trust for such a purpose? So again, they were like, we'll even offer you transparency this time.
Jeez.
I love it. That's so wild.
They just never stop. It's one thing after the next. But if you were gonna listen, if they were gonna raise the money, they should have saved the money for the legal expenses, because that's the thing they really need. Or what's gonna happen if they don't pay their legal fees? Here's what's gonna happen. If he can't pay the court reporter, he has another deposition coming up. He wants to depose somebody else. Well, the court reporter, if they don't get paid, they ain't showing up. They will not show up. They haven't been paid for the last one. So they're not going to show up if he hasn't paid them before the next deposition. Remember when I said this like so many times, the depositions, lawsuits, they're very expensive. Everything's expensive.
Yes.
It's thousands of dollars to depose one person. Thousands. Your bill for it's like between $1,500 and could be $5,000 for one deposition, depending on how much time it is.
Nope.
And depending on, how long it goes. And if he's already not paying his bills.
Well, I've talked about, okay, you remember the Vic Mignogna. That was the first case that really got me into all of this, the case madness. Okay, that case, one of the very memorable things about it was they got shot down with slap. We talk about the freedom of speech stuff. So they didn't even get past that point. They didn't get discovery, anything else. That cost him over $250,000 just to get to that point.
My Lord.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just to get to the motion to dismiss?
Yes. Just he didn't get past slap. Like he got shot down in the slap motion. Yeah. In Texas, apparently you can call someone a PDF file and all that.
It's crazy.
There's judges that have no idea about internet. That judge in that was comparing sharing things and posting things, that said quite awful stuff to Facebook and sharing pictures of your kittens and puppies. I was like, what? What is
what?
Yeah. It's a wild case.
What a bad judge.
Oh, it was a mess. The whole thing was a mess, man. It was an absolute mess. But the memorable thing out of all of it was over $250,000. And I mean, you think about that. Because he had a huge GoFundMe at the time, and he had raised over $200,000, and people were like, "Oh man, that's a lot." And a lot of us were like, "That ain't going to go very far." Honestly, because he was taking on.
It's amazing how much money gets sucked up. People are always saying, or the ecosystem, I should say, is always saying, Jeremy hasn't paid that much money. That's ridiculous. That he's lying about his court fees. It's like, I'm sure he can show you receipts. $200,000 or wherever he's at, 200 and something. That's not. Look at how many papers. Look what's had to be filed in court, and tell me how many hours. You divide that and figure out how many hours you think his attorney had to spend responding to the paper terrorism in this case.
Yep. It doesn't run on birdseed, that's for sure.
He's probably getting a discount. Frankly, at this point, so many hours have been put into this, and so many filings have had to be written and made, not to mention the depositions and the travel and everything else. They had to go to Pensacola. Oh, yeah. He is absolutely, the chat says 275. That's about right.
Yeah. Yeah, all in. I mean, we're talking, by the time you get there, I honestly would not be surprised to see it approaching $500,000 or even more.
Nope.
I mean, really, it's insane what justice costs.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate that it is that much. That is the cost of it these days.
Well, it's like this. Okay, everybody's familiar with that Depp Heard case. That case cost somewhere in the neighborhood between the two of them, $12 to $14 million for the two.
Yep.
I mean, good Lord.
Also, I find it interesting how they set that case for a 2-week trial, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, or maybe it was it 2 weeks or 4? Might have been 4.
I don't remember.
I think it was 4 weeks. They set it for a 4-week trial. Murder trials don't get that much time.
Yeah.
To me, there's something really off about that. There's something really off about a civil case getting 4 weeks when a murder trial will get, depending on what murder trial it is, you might get a week. Some of them you get 3 to 4 days.
I get why they set limits too, but that always bothers me as well. If we're playing for my life or my future,
yeah, you better get more time.
Yeah. I mean, and you are, with your reputation, I guess you are playing for your life too. But I mean, we're talking about like people in the immediate are quite literally paying, for their lives. I mean,
and you're talking jail.
Yeah.
If my freedom is at stake, I better get as much time as I need to prove that the state is railroading me or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't.
Well, it's pretty messed up. Well, all of it is, though. I mean, having a limiter, like I said, I realize why you have to have that. Otherwise, we would, we would get through like 4 cases a year or something. Maybe you just sit there. The state though, if they want to put on a big like a RICO case, man, some of those RICO cases go 9 or 10 months, like real ones. Like
the Maya Kowalski case was 33 days, 33 trial days. And that didn't include how many years. I think it took 8 years to get to court, 5 to 6 years to get to court. And then the trial was set for 33 days. And that didn't include jury selection and all the pretrial stuff. And it was a lot of days.
It's wild. It's wild, like how much time, money. Damn it! I see another redaction I missed. I was
That
making
one
sure before I
cost
flip back
the
there.
Kowalski case cost millions of dollars too. Millions. Greg Anderson had to sell his house and downsize so he could continue to do some work for them because they had run out of money.
See, that's awful, man.
Yeah.
That's awful. Especially, you're playing. I understand it though. The amount of money that goes into like going to court, period. Holy God. I would,
Yeah.
when I told people like how much being involved in court, like people don't hear you. They don't really hear you until, you're like, hey, yeah, if you get into it, that's why people will say, hey, why don't you sue this person because they did X, Y, or Z? It's like,
Yeah, it's like, no.
They don't have anything. Like, what am I going to sue
Right.
for,
Just my
When
own
I-
amusement? Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I mean, Jeremy's an interesting case on that because he has a conspiracy after his actual name and his company. So, I mean, you get to a certain point and you have to ask, well, can I continue without doing this? And the answer is kind of like, I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
he's going to have to do something. But boy, he didn't want to go that way either. I'm sure he would have rather done anything else with that much money. That's
lot of
that's a
money.
lifetime of money for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's see this filing, man. This is so good. So today we also have. Oh man,
And I
this is
haven't read
beautiful.
this yet. Is
Oh,
this
really?
is this the motion for motion to compel and filing for
Yes.
sanctions?
Yes, this is.
This should be good.
Yes, this is for Ye thumbnail case. Now this is
Ye old
amazing.
thumbnail case. Yep.
That case right there is in a very interesting place, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out because other cases will be impacted by what happens here.
Yep.
I mean, Bruce and Stark were in a very desperate place when they pulled the we've got to have some kind of something because he's sick. He has his medical problems. And again, I'm not making fun of medical problems when I say this. I just found it really interesting how right after that, you had Bruce talking about in a federal thing, how they actually filed it in the Fed for a different reason. Not because of that. No. We filed it over here because. So.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, what a bunch. But this is really interesting. It includes a lot of you could see over the side. Look at all the redaction places. Look at all the redaction.
Nice.
Good Lord. Yeah, there's a lot of redaction in it.
What were you having to did you have to do those?
Yeah. Emails and stuff.
Oh, email. Right. I forgot there were
There's a
so
lot
many of
emails,
those.
A lot of email, which is fun, of course.
That's going to be fun. We're going to get to read
Yeah.
emails.
Yeah, I like it. And there's emails connected at the bottom too. So people, if they haven't kept up with the thumbnail case, we're kind of at a little hiatus point. Remember they dropped, and BBB was apparently under the impression that you can just open cases, you can do whatever, and if you drop them, you're not going to get sanctioned. There's no way, nothing will happen to you. He even argued that. So.
And of course, he's wrong. It got set for a hearing for sanctions, and depositions have been taken. I believe they are still set to depose Lynette in this one for the sanctions hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, unless something changes. That I haven't seen any documentation or anything go up that changes any of that.
Right, me either. So I'm pretty sure she's still set for next week, March.
Yeah,
was it March 5th?
5th or 6th? I can't remember Let me look at the freaking calendar.
It's 5th or 6th.
Yeah, I kept thinking 6th for some, but it might have been 5th. I can't remember. Somebody else in the chat will remember. It's one of those two for sure. But yeah, I mean, and that's where it gets really interesting because you've already gotten to hear from Scott Stark, who is again I'm going to call him a puppet lawyer. I feel like that.
Yeah,
that's very deserved.
I think that's accurate. He doesn't appear to even know about the case.
No.
He can't answer questions about it. He doesn't know what thumbnails he's talking about. Hasn't turned over anything in discovery. Nothing. Brought nothing to his deposition like he was supposed to. He just does not appear to know about this case in any way.
And that makes it a lot more interesting. Also, the way that things were discussed, like how he got in contact with BBB and how they got paid versus statements that Shara put up, was talking about BBB himself paying money. Like that was really fascinating.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Right.
Oh.
We discovered that he paid Stark's wife several, $1,800, something like that.
Yeah.
$1,800.
Yeah,
that it
that's
came from
that's what his message there said. So
yeah, I'm still unclear about whether that's allowed. I don't know.
Well, it seems strange. Like Jeremy was saying, this makes a lot of sense. You could we already have problems with lawsuits, chasing people for nothing. But imagine like a lawyer going and shopping other lawyers so they can pull them in. They essentially pay for someone else to have a lawsuit. And then they do all the paperwork and other things. They basically run the lawsuit through another person's name. That doesn't seem legal.
I just got a minor correction in my email. Thanks, MaxLab, for that. Lynette's being deposed on the 6th for the trespass case.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I get them confused. There's just so many.
Well, to be fair, too, they confused me when they mixed up the cases. Remember?
Yeah, they did. Even they are confused about which case we're talking about here.
But we're going to get a deposition regardless from her in her own cases that she's brought.
Yeah.
And we're going to get deposition as the federal case moves along too. So multiple chances to ask her things. And as time's gone on, they've done themselves no favors. Like when they go online, they make posts. Ohio has done her no favors.
Well, if she had a decent attorney, that attorney would tell her to shut her trap and stop talking. Do not speak publicly. Do not post anything. Do not talk. That's what you should do if you're involved in a lawsuit, especially if you're the defendant.
I wonder sometimes, there was some people were asking where her comments were going. And I wonder sometimes if some of her comments, they go away, and people are already catching them. So it's kind of too late when she posts it. But I'm wondering if they have trouble controlling her. I don't know. I mean, they have trouble controlling themselves.
That's true. I mean, they can't even stop talking about it.
Yeah, I know, to be fair, like I said, if I got sued, I would definitely talk about the lawsuit, but I wouldn't be going out and doubling and tripling down on false statements. That's pretty dumb.
Well, also, to be fair, people like Jeremy and you and me, we do this for a living. Mm-hmm. We talk for a living. You and I cover court cases, so we're in a slightly different position than your average Joe when it comes to discussing lawsuits, whether we're in them or not.
Right.
So it's slightly safer for us to do so because we're used to not saying things that will harm us in any way. A person like Lynette, though, who does not have any, expertise or anything with the law other than, maybe standing in front of a judge once in a while, should never be out there flapping their gums. No. A lawyer would always tell them to shut up.
Well, that's good advice too, because think about all the things that she's done since filing that if it weren't there, it would make it harder for Jeremy to go out and to put together a case.
Yep.
I mean, they
but keep it up, Lynette. Keep it up.
Oh, they won't stop. They there's too much money involved for them now. They have to have their devil, their villain. It has to be Jeremy Hales because otherwise the grift doesn't work.
Oh, it's so nuts.
Mhm. I mean, that's what it is. Like they have built, it on. Well, again, they built the what the hell's ecosystem, and it is definitely. It's not just
chugging
about.
along.
Well, it's not just about ruining a guy. It's about making money while they do so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been
God,
making money.
imagine that $56,000. Like, where the hell did it go? It could have been used for the fees that they now can't pay in court.
Yeah. Well, and it should have been actually, if it's money that she has access to, then it should have gone to that first. That's really
Well,
where.
yeah.
That's what a court would say as well.
But she's claiming indigence. Meanwhile, she's getting $56,000 to spend on her barn dominium or whatever. It's like, lady, you're not indigent. When they do your indigent evaluation, they look at your assets and they look at all of that stuff, and that was not disclosed. If that ever comes out in court, she's in trouble, baby. She's in trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it was nice of them to go in and authenticate any claims, to say, yes, this is indeed true. Because that guy, he never put out anything that said 56K is the number. They went in and confirmed it for us.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to show a receipt when they're out there being like, yeah, that's real. So, okay, good job.
Oh, Lord.
All right, let's hit this document. This thing is it's good here. So
Okay.
you want to go page to page?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So motion to compel discovery and for sanctions. So the defendants, and remember again, you can see what case we're dealing with if DUI guy Larry pops up in it. If he doesn't pop up
Right.
in
You
it.
always know that's the thumbnail case.
So Jeremy Hales, George Larry Foreman Esquire, by and through undersigned counsel state that on January the 27th, 2025, plaintiff's counsel appeared at a deposition. Deuce tech. What is that? What does that mean?
Deuces tecum.
Yeah,
I know what this
Let me look it up.
means.
I can't remember.
It means, oh shoot, I know what it means. I've looked it up before and I always
Requires
forget.
a person to produce documents or evidence. It means bring with you. Okay.
Bring with you.
Bring
Yes.
with you. Yeah, I can't. My brain again. Excuse me, chat, but my medication.
I
throws
never
me.
remember what Latin. I say these words and I look them up a million times, but I don't retain it anymore.
Well, I don't retain anything right now. I feel like it makes me funnier. God knows what. Some days I'm like, what the fuck did I say in that live stream? I don't remember.
The chat enjoys it though. They're like, Tug's medicine makes him wild.
Yeah, it makes me crazy. At least I have something to blame. So again, bring it with you, and gave a full deposition, a copy of transcript, and a signed address sheet being attached here too as Exhibit 1, which all the exhibits are attached to. Signed said sheet, and as an officer of the court stated that he could not provide the documents requested in the subpoena, specifically, quote, all documents which support the claims made by you on behalf
wait a
of your
minute.
client.
Wait a minute. The chat is pointing out, guess who's missing from this? DJ Radis.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's not missing. He's listed as a
lawyer?
defendant. Wait, he's listed as a defendant, but then it says when they list defendants, he's just not in there. Oh, I know why. I don't think Randy is representing
it's not
him.
his lawyer. Yeah,
that's why.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. That's what I thought when I saw it, because he was listed at the top. Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's a defendant, but they never properly served him.
Yeah, they never got to him. That was the thing.
Technically, he's not in it.
Yeah. But this is fascinating. So here, he's noting that when he was asked to bring things, he couldn't bring things specifically. And again, drink this in. He could not provide the documents which support the claims made by you on behalf of your client via the complaint in the case. He couldn't provide that because our computer is down. And I'm not lying about that.
I'm not lying about it. I swear.
So I
love that part. That's my favorite part. Yeah. And I'm not lying about that.
No, it's attached to this too. It's so short. We'll have to read that. It's so good. It's so fast to read through. It's so funny. On January the 27th, 2025, the following exchange occurred at the deposition. Question. Okay. Hey, you want me to do well, no, I get it. Let's see. How much is there? Yeah, I'll do
You do the
question and
questions
answer.
and I'll do the answers?
Yeah, since it starts out, and
Okay.
it'll start out on your page
Okay.
pretty much there. Okay, I understand. All right. So do you have the lawsuit? Can we agree involves use of images of your client by several different defendants that you named?
Yes.
Okay. I always like this. Okay. All right. Do you have any examples of the use of your client's image that would support your claims in this case?
Yes. I don't have them with me right now. I can't produce them immediately, but yes, we do have these images.
It's so funny. I can't, but I can't right now. Well, would you agree to provide them to me? You were asked rather in a subpoena today to bring them with you.
I don't have them. Our computer is down, and I'm not lying about that.
That's so good. I'm not lying. My computer's down, Randy. I swear to God. I understand. That's what I'm saying. Images. I understand. You go ahead.
I will provide you with the images.
It's so funny, man. And then you'll provide me with the images when your computer's back up.
Or as soon as possible, yes.
So after the depo, 12:20 p.m., January 27th, 2025, the undersigned sent an email to Mr. Stark stating, hey, this is time sensitive here. It's with you could see who it's from. So you're talking sent from Scott Stark to Randy. Time sensitive. I need a continuance. Well, it's a response to that.
It's a response.
Yeah.
Yeah. From
It's
Randy to Scott.
to him. Yeah, it's
And
to
then-
Scott from Randy.
yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I got it backwards. See, I told you I can't make sense of things sometimes. Here, you want to take this part?
Yeah, dear Mr. Stark, thank you for appearing at your deposition today. At your deposition, you stated that your computers were inoperable. And then he quotes him, my computers are down.
My computers are dead.
Your computers are not down. But
Yeah.
that you would provide me with all documents that you have in your possession in response to the subpoena that you believe prove that your client has a valid claim as outlined in your lawsuit in this matter. You mentioned you had about 10 or so thumbnails. You said you would produce them to me as soon as possible. I am following up here in hopes that your computer is back up. All the best.
That's hilarious. So there's a copy of the email also as Exhibit 2. There was no response to that email. Accordingly, January 28th, 2025, the undersigned sent an email to Mr. Stark, again, stating time sensitive, second request.
Following up here. I like this. It's just one sentence. Following up here.
I love it. Yep. Following up here. That is good.
So good.
There was no response to the January 28th, 2025 email. On the 29th, 7:47 a.m., the court reporter, that would be Connie J. Hunnings, sent an email to Mr. Stark attaching his depo transcript and, of course, the address sheet stating,
Good morning, Mr. Stark. Attached, you will find your deposition transcript taken on January 27th, 2025. Please read and sign the transcript and make any corrections you may have on the errata sheet, and sign and date it. Please email the signed errata sheet to me and also Mr. Shockett. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Kindest regards, the court reporter. A copy of this email being attached here too as Exhibit 3. At 9:50 a.m. that same day, January 29th, Mr. Stark responded to the court reporter and others and was able to attach the email, the signed errata sheet, stating,
that's wild. So I can't respond. I can't produce anything, but I can respond and sign this document. So, well, and that was the question through all of this anyway. How is he responding to people when his computer supposedly isn't working? Like, I get that you have a phone and everything else, but he's doing a lot, quite a bit there, just to say his computer is down.
Yeah. So then he says, here's the signed sheet. You have it. I have signed it. Attorney Scott Stark. See Exhibit 3. A few minutes later, the undersigned responded to Mr. Stark as follows.
Mr. Stark, in this transcript, you agreed to provide documents, and the only reason why you didn't produce them at the time was because you set your computers down. Sending this email with this attachment shows you now have computer access. Indeed, I would say that's what it
Sure
says.
does.
Please explain and let us know exactly when we can expect receiving the documents that you said existed at the time of your depo. Thank you. So 3 minutes later, Stark responds. 3 minutes later.
Oh,
Our
this is
computer
so crazy.
access is intermittent. Oh, so I can use it when
I
it
can
benefits
send
me.
things to the court reporter, but I can't send anything to you because it's intermittent.
That is beautiful.
Oh my God.
I love it.
I wonder
have
what
to say
Judge
that's
Davis is
amazing.
going to think about this. What do you think?
You would hope. I don't have a lot of faith in judges these days, but surely a judge will look at that and be like, "What the what now?"
I think Judge Davis is pretty, I think he's decent. I have a good feeling about him, probably because he reminds me of my Uncle Steve. He just reminds me of like a
That's funny.
no-nonsense
Well, I
kind of
feel good
guy.
about you because you remind me of my uncle.
Well, he does, and I really like my Uncle Steve. He's a good guy. And he's kind of a no-nonsense kind of guy. And I don't know, I just don't see Judge Davis being like, "Oh yeah, that's reasonable."
Yeah. Well, it's so asinine too. He's like, "We are sorry, but this is real life."
Actually, no, we don't believe you. We don't think this is real life. We think you're making it up, sir.
It does.
I'm
It seems
pretty
like
sure you're making it up.
It seems like a put on. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It
this
does.
is not real life. This is
It is
just a
ready
fantasy.
to go. He says it's ready to go too. Okay, but we need a new one, and my assistant and wife is shopping for one. You will get the documents realistically by the Monday. The Monday.
My assistant and wife? Are those two
Yes.
different people?
I don't know. Maybe it's a split personality kind of thing.
I think his assistant is his wife, but it's funny that he says my assistant and wife.
It is funny. Hey, by the way, we're almost
Like they're shopping together.
We're almost up to 3,900 people. Wow, that's crazy. Thank you, folks. If you would tell people we are live, that would definitely help out. Hit that little like button. It helps out the channel as well. Also, you can thumbs up that. And if you'd like to go further, if you'd like to help out with the Laughing Fest, you'd also, just like to help out the channel. Pay for a co-host to get better at not 50%.
Send ambulance money.
For real. For real. Then that would be appreciated. And thank you all, of course, for being here. Oh, man.
I just saw this thing that went viral, like this poor guy whose daughter had to take an ambulance ride. And they ended up charging him like, he got one bill for $700 when they thought he didn't have insurance. Then when he corrected them and submitted it to insurance, they sent him a second bill for $2,000.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, no, he's like, there has to be a mistake because the no insurance price was $700 and now the insurance price is $2,000 and they're only going to pay $1,000, which means I need to pay $1,000. Can I just go back to the no insurance number? And they're like, oh no, sir, that's the number for no insurance. That's how much it costs if you don't have insurance. So having insurance makes it way more money?
Well, it's the same thing with medications. There's a policy that pharmacies agree that this is wild. Like pharmacies agree that like if you have insurance, they can't tell you that you would get it cheaper if you would just take a cash price. But a lot of medications are cheaper with a cash price. So,
I'm going to start asking.
Yeah, ask before. Be like, hey, find out. Go to another pharmacy, even if you're on file. Like, go to another pharmacy. Ask if it's cheaper. Go fill it there.
That's crazy.
It is. It's wild. When I first heard about that, I was like, that seems insane. Nope, it was very much true. But anyway, getting off topic here, of course. So, what was the he was written. What was the day here, by the way? That was the 29th. I'm curious. So I'm going to look at the calendar. I want to see what day that was written on. Not the 29th, but what the day was. Is that like a Friday or,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you have a calendar in front of you?
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone real quick. Yeah, so that was written on a Wednesday. That was written there. So he was promising. So he had plenty of days with that. If he's doing it on the 29th, 2025, that's on a Wednesday. So he would have until really the 2nd, conceivably, to do that. On the same day, the 29th, 2025, 3:23 p.m., Miss Lindsay Polk, the judicial assistant for Judge Davis, wrote to Mr. Stark as follows. Mr. Stark, are you available to set this case for April the 16th also?
A copy of this email being attached here too is Exhibit 4. Mr. Stark responded to Miss Polk at 3:47 p.m. on January 29th as follows. Ms. Polk, look at the giant writing. This is so funny. My computer is not working correctly. That is the reason for the large type. Oh my God.
Your computer doesn't
mess
type
around
large.
with font. Come on. There were 2 hearings for February 5th back to. It's almost like Mary Lenkins wrote this. If only it were in all caps. There were 2 hearings for February 5th back to back. The sanctions hearing, thumbnails case, and in the other case, the invasion case.
That's fascinating that they've taken on the shorthand, where we call it the thumbnail case, like it was our terminology. And it's fascinating. We've said it enough that the ecosystem has passed it to him. Yeah. They just don't take that. They don't want to have the trespass 5 because it makes them sound like, they're being railroaded. So they're like invasion case.
The continuance should apply to both. There were 2 hearings for February 5th back to back. The sanctions hearing, thumbnails case, and in the other case, invasion case, some hearing as well. Some hearing?
Some hearing he doesn't even know.
So the continuance should apply to both.
7 minutes later, Ms. Polk replied, "Thank you for confirming." Then at 4:02 p.m., Mr. Stark's paralegal, that would be his wife, maybe.
Well, now she's a paralegal and an assistant and
paralegal assistant wife. All right, cool. Responded to Ms. Polk, again alleging some computer issues. You are welcome. Have a great
all
night.
Caps.
I'm so over this computer.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, she did address herself as a paralegal this time. So that's funny. Then on Monday, this is on Monday, February the 3rd.
Veteran Nation says, para-assistant spouse. That's how she should sign things. Para-assistant spouse.
Para-assistance.
Para-assistant spouse. It's a whole new category. It's a whole new job title.
It sounds like some kind of weird parasite. Yes. Yes.
Get the flea powder. It's a para-assistant spouse.
It attaches to you and it mimics marriage. It will be there for 25 years. Or until you divorce it.
When you remove it, it takes half your things. The doctor's like, well, we could remove this for you, but you have to sell your house and give it half of half of the proceedings.
And you get stressed out by it and it takes out your health. And you're like, oh my God, before the para-assistant spouse, I was so young and in love with life. Now I'm jaded and black-pilled. Yeah. Gotta love it. So on Monday, February the 3rd, 2025, 3 p.m., the undersigned wrote to Mr. Stark as follows. Hey, Mr. Stark, unless you tell me that your computers have been down since your deposition, please explain why you have not produced the documents that you said you would produce under oath as an officer the court. If I don't hear from you by the close of business tomorrow, we will seek urgent action before Judge Davis, including sanctions that are in addition to what is already accumulating. Please tell me this won't be necessary.
A copy of this email being attached here too, as exhibit, or as Gwyneth Paltrow would say, hairtoe, as exhibit 5. At least that's what she says on Speechify, and it drives me crazy. Attached hairtoe.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that Speechify says it. I listen to Snoop Dogg reading me stuff though. There's nothing like Snoop Dogg telling me about 1980s and 1990s mafia murder. Like it's such.
You should have heard him read the P. Diddy files.
Oh God, that is actually funny.
AKA.
I bet that is funny.
It was funny.
Yeah, if you don't know, like Speechify will allow you to, it reads to you, but it allows you to use different people's
celebrity voices. Yeah. I usually choose
Dogg.
Gwyneth. I do Snoop sometimes, but I start laughing too much, and it's distracting.
Oh my God, I had Snoop read me a horror story one day, and that it just I don't know, it just made me laugh so much. I had it read me the beginning of It, with Pennywise. It. And just hearing him like read out the parts of Pennywise, I could imagine in my head Snoop Dogg playing Pennywise. Oh, so funny.
Steve is hilarious here. Be careful when encountering pair assistant spouse. It doesn't have polymops, but it is a carrier. The chat is killing me right now. Oh God. Okay. Professional. A copy of this email being attached here too is Exhibit 5. Mr. Stark's paralegal, Mr. Stark's pair assistant spouse responded at 3:26 p.m. the same day as follows. Time sensitive, third and final request. Okay, copy to Shockit Law Group. Her lawyer lied under oath during his deposition. Her lawyer lied under oath during his deposition. It is still Monday. Peace.
What does this mean, though? Like, what? Like, what?
Okay, no, they're supposed to be. Well, she's either telling on Bruce.
Well,
or her own husband. No, they are titles. They are titles of Jeremy's videos. And I think that she did not. Maybe they had links. The one that's purple probably had a link, and then the other one didn't. But it does look like she's saying her lawyer lied.
Yeah,
her lawyer
it looks
lied.
Weird. I mean, why would you even put that in there anyway?
I have.
And Jeremy's allowed 100% to have his own opinion on this case. And yes,
maybe that is one of the things they thought they were turning over. Is that one of the thumbnails with her picture on it?
I have no idea. Maybe. Let me look it up.
Let's look that up.
Yeah, let me look it up real fast. Just give me a second.
I like it is still Monday. Peace. What? Sounds like the pair assistant spouse has a case of the polymops.
Is that under oath during his deposition? Let's see.
The Veteran Nation says it is still Monday. Needs the Bengals Manic Monday playing.
Yeah, that's one of the thumbnails. I guess that's what they were going with. That is
okay. So they're saying that's one of the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it right here. Still, that's weird. I mean, okay, so they just randomly looked for one that was
just one of them,
a month old. And what's funny is look,
it's got Stark's face on it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he loves that.
He does not look happy.
Oh, it's a good picture.
Oh, it is.
God, I love those 1980s, 90s Olin Mills photos.
Well, you're 100% allowed to talk about court cases. That's one of the beautiful things. And, that is his picture. Yes. That is when he posted on social media.
He posted it on his public Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So you can't complain when someone grabs your photo off of Facebook and uses it. You really can't. You posted it in public. Now, if they put it on a T-shirt or something, then you would have a reason to complain, right? You can't do that. You can't sell it.
No, you can't go out and monetize in that way. But you can talk about somebody in something. You can have a video monetized as a broadcast because they are again a news story. It's much different. They're just playing the game of my picture is there, therefore give me money. They thought again the way this feels with Scott Stark, he was promised an easy payday. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it looks like it fell apart on him. And then when it fell apart, when they withdrew it, he thought, hey, no muss, no fuss. I'm not gonna get hit by anything in this. And now he's looking down the barrel of sanctions potentially. I mean, so they pop out one thumbnail that again that was a month old. That means let me see what the publication date on that is, because it notes. So that was actually published on the 29th about this case. So that's funny. They're saying that thumbnail applies. No, this is after the fact, well after the fact. That is about this hearing right here.
Yeah, weird. So are they adding it, or what do you think
accidentally
is that
put
supposed
it in
to
there?
mean?
I don't know.
I think he got butthurt because his picture was in it. That's what I think.
Probably. And they were like, oh my God, this is it here. But it's the only one they turned over. So you're telling me that you didn't have any others before that? Okay.
Weird.
Okay. So anyway, I think you were reading, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See Exhibit 5 at 5. As of today, February 5th, 2025, absolutely nothing has been received. All of the discovery rules are to be construed to secure the just, speedy, and inexpensive determination of every action. And then he quotes the law, or cites the law. Florida Statute 57105 authorizes courts to award sanctions against parties who raise claims and defenses not supported by material facts. This rule specifically provides that expenses, including fees and other losses,
may be awarded for the assertion of or response to any discovery demand that is considered by the court to have been taken primarily for the purposes of unreasonable delay. There's a footnote. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's just
citing
it's just
cases.
Noted.
Yeah.
So supplemental to sanctions or remedies. What was footnote 1? We missed a footnote somewhere.
No, we didn't. It was he just cited the rule. It was the rule.
All right. My bad. It looks like all of these. Let me make sure all of these are. Yeah. So all of these we can actually skip. As you can see, they're all cases.
Yeah.
All right. So full and fair discovery is essential to the truth-finding function of our justice system, and parties and non-parties alike must comply not only with the technical provisions of the discovery rules, but also with the purpose and spirit of those rules. Relevant facts should be the determining factor rather than gamesmanship, indeed, surprise or superior trial tactics. That actually should be the deciding factor. Unfortunately, a lot of cases they turn into gamesmanship and they turn into trial tactics.
Mm-hmm.
They do if you get past a certain point. Unfortunately for them, they are no gamesmen either, sir. So courts neither countenance nor tolerate actions that are forthright and
that are not forthright.
Not forthright, my bad. Yeah, and which merely delay and obfuscate the discovery process. I like that.
There's a footnote.
Yeah, that's a footnote. That's all.
No, there's all the cases. Okay, never mind.
Well, I missed the no, and you forgot we talked about 5. So,
yep, we just talked about it.
Complete together, we are one host. Yes, 50%ers.
Hilarious.
50%ers unite.
I am so trained to look at footnotes that even after saying we can ignore them, I'm like, no, wait, there's a thumb note.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Footnote. I called it a thumb note. That's really funny. Thumbnail, thumb note.
Maybe you got one of those para whatever.
I got a para assistant spouse.
Yeah. Oh my Lord, be careful.
Making it difficult to read.
Surveys have found that although the civil justice system is not broken, it is in serious need of repair. In many jurisdictions, today's system takes too long, and costs too much. Few practicing attorneys would be surprised that discovery was singled out as the primary cause for cost and delay, and often can become an end in itself. That is true. I mean, look at what's happening right now in the discovery in the federal case. People are seeing it play out. And look at it. It's a mess. You had a guy that delayed it all. He didn't.
And bragged about it.
Yeah. Bragged about it, whined about it, filed bullshit stuff after the time expired. What happened? Give him more time. That means more cost. I mean, look at all the filings that have come in. Remember, you're paying by the hour for your lawyers. So, oh, man, it's crazy. Furthermore, by some estimates, discovery costs now comprise between 50 and 90% of the total litigation costs in a case. That makes sense, to be honest. You know, half of, well, I mean, you've got to put a lot of effort into it. Ooh, you bring in you got to bring in parties, bring in experts, all kinds of mess. And discovery abuse also represents one of the principal causes of delay and congestion in the
judicial system. Footnote 7.
Let's look at that footnote.
It's probably a case.
Yeah,
yep.
Good.
Plaintiff's motivation is clearly delay of discovery. Given the delay already, defendants requested plaintiff's counsel to produce responsive documents during the safe harbor period. Oh no, safe harbor.
Safe harbor.
Ah!
Not safe harbor.
Secret word. That's the secret word. Oh no. We're good.
Hey, rule 26 one more time.
Sorry. That's a callback to the Owens case for those of you who missed it.
That is funny though. It pops up yet again.
Oh, God. All right. To produce responsive documents during the safe harbor period of Florida Statute 57.105, but plaintiff's counsel refused to do so. I'm seeing a bunch of in the chat, which I appreciate. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Defendant's counsel certifies that a good faith effort was made to obtain the discovery request herein without court action, but was without success. Wherefore, defendants respectfully request this court enter an order requiring plaintiff to produce responsive documents to the pending request for production. 2, requiring plaintiff to pay an award under Florida rules for the defendant's reasonable expenses incurred in prosecuting this motion, including attorney's fees. Reasonable are granting sanctions against the plaintiff and her counsel. And 4, for such further relief as the court deems proper. And then the certification of service is there.
This should be. Actually, I think this is a legit complaint that should be given sanctions because, you know, they not only, they came up with an excuse for not having it. They've delayed. They put a day when it would happen. And not only did they bypass that, they even pointed it out in that it's still Monday, you know. So they made it sound like here that they are going to produce it on the 3rd because they said it's still Monday.
And then they produce nothing. And also keep in mind, imagine, if you will, a judge's reaction to a plaintiff who has brought a case specifically about these 10 things. These 10 things, Your Honor, caused me great damage and harm. I want relief for these 10 things. And then the other side's like, okay, great. Where are those 10 things?
Yeah.
And they refuse to turn them over. What does that say to you about the veracity of this case?
Mm-hmm. It says it's garbage. It's exactly what it says.
It's hot garbage. It is a flaming dumpster fire that not even sweet baby dumpster Jesus would be caught dead in.
Indeed. What a bunch of garbage, man. I want to pull up that depot. That depot is so funny. It's so short, but it's really funny.
I'm having Lego problems.
Oh no.
I need pliers. I need pliers to get this piece out that I put in the wrong way.
We should look at that. We should look at that depot. It's very short.
Which one?
It's funny. His depot, you know, it's so short. It's so funny. Like a lot of people may not remember what happened with it. It's Scott Stark being busted on everything. You want to do it real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I'll do shock it. You want to do court reporter too?
Yep.
Okay.
I shall do court reporter.
We are here for the record. Scott Stark is he just hung up. I love that. That's my favorite opening there. You can just feel Randy being like, on again, you know? It's elemental P again. Man, I really wish you would. You did hear him a little bit.
I heard like a little. I couldn't even make it out.
All he said was hello. All he said was hello. Like, stay on the record.
Okay.
We were talking about Scott Stark. Miss Hunting was on the line. We hadn't started the record yet. We did briefly start the record. Mr. Stark was on the line. He just said that he's not going to. He first said that he had computer issues and he agreed to do this by audio only. He did say a few things. Miss Huntings, she couldn't hear him that well, so we're going to give him a call-in number. And he literally just hung up. So we're going to dial again. Dial again now here.
Calls to this number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker. Please say your name after the tone and press
That's
pound.
hilarious. That is so funny because what that means is he's blocking out unlisted numbers. And it's going to come in as an unlisted number. This is attorney Randy Shockett of Shockett Law Group in Trenton, Florida. We're here on the record. We were on the record briefly.
Calls to this number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker. Please say your name after the tone and then press pound.
Attorney Randy Shockett with the court reporter.
Please wait a moment while your call is connected.
I can't believe this is the real legit record. This is amazing.
I know. I was ready this time with the beeping noises.
Yeah, it was good.
Last time I wasn't ready.
Last time it hit us in the gut laughing at it so much. Oh my God.
Oh, does he have the same Zoom instructions that I have?
He does, but he's having computer problems.
But I mean, the number to call is also on there. If you can't get through by video, you can call.
Connie, wait. He's trying to speak. Hello?
Yeah. This is, yeah. You called
me? Like, hey, what's up? Who is this?
Called me.
You called me? What? It's okay. Okay, well, let's get started.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
All right. Would you swear the witness in, please?
Mr.
Yes, she's going to swear you in.
Whereupon Scott Stark, Esquire, was called as a witness, having been first duly sworn to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, was examined and testified as follows. I need the Law and Order ting ting right there.
Yeah,
that would have been perfect.
That would have been.
I swear. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Fuck it.
Now we to our direct examination. Okay, so you're Scott Stark, a registered, a licensed attorney in the state of Florida.
Yes.
And you are the attorney in two cases involving Jeremy Hales representing Miss Preston.
Yes.
Okay, we're here strictly limited to inquiring as to the issues in the pending motion for sanctions. That's it. So my questions to you is, have you received all the filings in this case, including the motion for summary judgment?
Yes, I have.
Okay, did you write the complaint in this case, or did someone else write it?
I had a person help me with it. But I made the final corrections and I signed it, so it's my complaint.
That's hilarious. You see the dance there.
Oh yeah.
BBB did this. He's so.
God bless the court reporter for putting all those eyes in there.
I know. This court reporter is amazing.
God bless her. She understood the assignment.
Yeah. Bravo. A+. I would use again.
A+ court reporter.
10 out of 10 would use again.
Would use again. Yep.
Okay. Who was the person that helped you? Was it an attorney licensed to practice in the state of Florida?
No, it was not.
Who was the person?
Bruce Manskin. He's an attorney from Massachusetts.
Is he involved in this case? Is he doing any legal work in this case?
Maybe not in this case, but he's involved in the federal case.
Right. When you say maybe,
Oh,
when you say maybe not, Mr. Stark, is that a yes or a no in this case?
no, he's not involved in this case in an official manner. He's helping me out.
That is so bizarre. This dance, I'm telling you. Okay, I understand. All right. So do you have the lawsuit? Can we agree involves use of images of your client by several different defendants that you named?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any examples of the use of your client's image that would support your claims in this case?
Yes. I don't have them with me right now. I can't produce them immediately, but yes, we do have these images.
Would you agree to provide them to me? You were asked in the subpoena today to bring them with you. So this is what they quote, by the way.
Mhm.
This right here. This is what the sanctions is talking about.
I don't have them. Our computer is down, and I'm not lying about that.
I understand. That's what I'm saying.
It's in the images.
I understand. You go ahead.
I will provide you with the images.
And then you'll provide me with the images when your computer is back. Huh?
Or as soon as possible. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Do you recall those images as you sit here today?
Recall them exactly?
Exactly. Yes, or even generally.
Yes, I recall them. Generally, yes.
Generally. So are the images of Miss Preston appearing in thumbnails for Facebook or YouTube posts?
That's my assumption. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Doesn't even know. That's amazing. Okay, all right. Do you have any investigation prior to filing this complaint as to whether those images existed?
Yeah, with Mr. Manskin. Yeah, and I talked to my client several times. Yeah.
Okay, so how can you tell us as an attorney with your understanding what the statute is? Is it that if somebody posts an image of anyone on Facebook thumbnail without their consent, that they're liable financially under the statute that you filed?
Well, that's
That you filed your complaint under?
that is my understanding.
That's amazing. If anyone posts an image ever and doesn't talk to you about it first, you can sue them and they're going to have to pay you. Man, that is the dumbest freaking statement I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Stuff's catching on. Yeah, that's the ticket.
It's
I've
like,
decided
yeah,
to go.
sure.
Decided to go with the John Lovitz impression.
I'm floored by the way that he describes this case. You know,
I know.
Again, it's not damages or anything. He's saying that just you don't have a person's consent and you use their image that you are liable, period. Doesn't matter what, doesn't have any, doesn't matter if they're in court, doesn't matter if you took a video on the sidewalk, whatever, you're liable. Amazing. Okay, so there's probably a lot of images of your client on Facebook now. Do you know? Do you know now? No, do you agree?
Probably, yes.
Okay, so
We're making this a big, production of her on YouTube, and I'm sure there is, but we'll talk about the matters in question.
right. So how many images do you have that you recall that you're going to produce when your computer's back up?
I cannot recall.
Right. But is it 1,000? Is it 10? 10,000? A million?
Much closer to 10 than a million.
Okay, right. I gotcha. All right.
But a reasonable amount, yes.
All right. All right. It reminds me. I'm hearing the the Office Space. The boss. He's like, right, right. Yeah, that's what it's reminding me
Right.
of. I'm just imagining him
I'm
channeling
gonna
that.
need you to come in on Saturday.
Yeah. Did you file your TPS report correctly?
Right.
Oh, I love this. God, I love it. By the way, there are over 4,000 people here today. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for enjoying our outing. By the way, again, we're going to have a Rumble exclusive Monday with Megan's channel. That will be amazing. They're
It will
always
be
fun when we have those.
hilarious.
Oh my God. That's the stuff they would strike otherwise. So we'll talk about it, And they would unfairly strike, by the way. They shouldn't be able to do that anyway, because that freedom of speech they love to talk about. But we'll get it. So, and you mentioned wanting a continuance in this case. Did you get my email saying that we need to meet and confer?
I did not receive that email, so I don't.
Okay.
No, I have not received that email.
All right. So, well, let's go off the record for a minute. So this is between attorneys. So they go off the record and then they come back. We'll just come back here. All right. All right. Let's go on the record. Yes, there's an issue now about concern with Mr. Stark's health problem. She is going to go on the record. Go ahead.
Okay. I am suffering from the diabetes and congestive heart failure, so as we speak right now, I'm going to cardiac rehab for my congestive heart failure, okay? I mean, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and from 12 o'clock? Well, excuse me, no, 1 o'clock? Or I need my parassistant spouse.
Could you imagine him being part of a trial and arguing something in front of a judge?
I know he does something 3 times a week and doesn't know what time it is. 2 o'clock? In the meantime, I'm also in the process of cataracts, getting treated for cataracts, okay? I mean, I had an insurance there was an insurance glitch that delayed it from January to February, sometime in February. I don't have the exact appointment date. I'm going to have to go in and restart the whole process of getting prepared for cataract surgery. A lot of needs to scroll now.
My bad.
A lot of things
A
going
lot of
on.
needs to scroll.
A lot of things going on, like no scrolling. And that's why I filed the motion for continuance among other reasons. Obviously.
Okay, but you wrote in your motion that you wanted until the 14th to file a response to the motion for sanctions. Is that still valid?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's still valid.
Okay, so here's my question. I'm sorry to hear about your health problems. Believe me. But I don't understand. You've had months and months. This motion was filed in September to write a response to it. Is there a reason why you waited until now?
Well, these health issues have been ongoing. Oh my God, it's the Laura Owens defense. The testing is ongoing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how do these cases continue to get so combined? Oh, the testing is ongoing. And he says the health issues have been ongoing. Oh my God, it's so good. Sorry.
This is amazing.
It's amazing.
Okay. Now, I happen to. Let's okay. So, do you recall in this case? And I don't want to get into any what was discussed in settlement, but your office reached out to me for permission for you to speak to Larry Foreman, aka DUI guy, aka the trial killer thriller. Yeah, who is defendant and my client in this case. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and Larry Foreman called you, and you eventually spoke to him, right?
I don't remember talking to Mr. Foreman after Mr. Manskin talked to him. I don't remember speaking to Larry Foreman.
See, right here is a hell of an admission. I
Mhm.
never talked to him that I remember at all. Wow. So BBB just talked to him? That the guy who is not a lawyer involved in
Yeah,
this
that's
case?
how it seems. Yeah.
I mean, that's not good at all. No.
No.
I mean, that you would think that would be a big problem, you know? You would think so. Does he have the authority to be speaking on a case that he's not involved in?
No idea.
No. I'm sorry. It was a bad question. I meant Larry Foreman. Did speak with you in your office as part of my saying yes? You can talk directly with him. You have my permission, right?
Oh, that's correct. Mhm.
Okay. Do you know that when Larry Foreman called your office the first time, your assistant said that you weren't there, that you were at the gym?
That's part of cardiac rehab Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 3 times a week.
Oh, okay. That's
That's probably, I mean, I was not present, so, I wasn't there when she said that. It's possibly she might have said that, so that's where we're at.
I wasn't really there when she said it. What
I
did
wasn't
defense
there.
do? Okay, so how did tell us how you got involved in this case? Did Miss Preston contact you?
Yes, she contacted me through a lawyer referral protocol, lawyer.com.
Okay, and how did Mr. Manskin contact you?
Mr. Manskin contacted me after Ms. Preston
Miss Preston.
came on board and says I'm helping her out through all of these cases involving Jeremy Hales, and maybe we can cooperate on these.
So he solicited. Did Miss did you enter into a written agreement to provide legal services to Miss Preston?
Yes, I did.
She signed it?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. No, did she sign it?
I'm not aware of that. Probably yes. I'm not aware of
This
that.
is like an anti-ad for hiring someone. Oh my God. I mean, really. I'm like, he doesn't even know if you've signed the legal documents necessary for him to call you a client. So he's really that's a
Nuts.
wiener there. That's not a winner. That's for sure. Ugh. Okay. Can you, if you,
I mean, it's probably yes, and I assume yes, but I mean, I'm not sure.
okay. If you have it, can you produce it to me?
We can produce it.
To your recollection, are you charging her?
Yes.
What's your hourly rate?
It was a flat fee. I don't have any. I think it was a flat fee, about $3,000.
Okay, a flat fee. $3,000 too. Again, like we talked about with that would be that's a ridiculous number. If you were going in actually trying something, if you have like a hearing, like we saw in Ohio, maybe for a hearing, $3,000. Okay, have somebody come in and get a little ratty. You could find someone for that. But an actual trial to get a lawyer, $3,000? No way, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That says something's wrong. That says
something's
something is
real
absolutely
wrong.
wrong.
3,000. That's super cheap, man. Or he's just real desperate, which I think is the case.
I think you'd have to have desperation on both sides to really, if he were the only lawyer involved. When one of these blows up, and one of these will blow up, and it causes Miss Preston some real problems, then the fireworks can be amazing. Oh, gotcha.
We can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be
We'll
beautiful. This one right
here.
here. This one's in a bad spot. They're hinging all their hopes on somehow the counterclaim impacting this and not allowing this to go to sanctions. That's what they've stated somehow, because they had this dismissed, but they opened it up, even though, again, DUI guy and DJ Radis, they're not part of that case. So make it make sense. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So gotcha. All right. And she paid that.
Yes, she did that.
Okay.
She did that. And then we found out later, nope, she didn't. It was Bruce.
Yeah, we saw the number 1800, and that made this kind of fascinating, this statement here by him, you know?
Uh-huh. She's been keeping, it was like, I believe, don't hold me to this. To the best of my recollection, it was $1,500 down and $300 a month afterwards.
So is she now paid in full?
I believe so.
Okay. Did you, and again, I understand, this is just based on recollection. Do you have any recollection? We'll strike that. Let me just ask you, did you read the summary judgment motion, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you do any research into the case you're provided in that summary judgment motion?
As of right now? No.
Did you look at any of the cases in there? No, not at all. Okay. Is there any reason why, since you dismissed this case, correct?
Which case?
This is awesome right here, too. The case that we're here in the deposition of right now, what we will call the thumbnail case, the one that's set for motion for sanctions. You dismissed it, right?
As far as Foreman, yes.
Not just Foreman. You dismissed it for everybody. Are you not aware of that?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes, that's correct.
I love that. Are you not aware of that? Do you not realize that you
God.
dismissed it for everybody? Oh yeah. My bad.
Oh, God.
My bad. Totally.
Nobody told him that it got dismissed.
That's so crazy. Hey, just go in there and do your best, buddy. Do your best. They didn't even prep him for this.
No, he didn't even get prepped.
I mean,
Jesus.
it's crazy. Well, to be fair, there were probably some live streams that someone had to stay on for 5 to 9 hours.
True.
at a time.
He's a very busy person. He
Yeah.
has PR work to do.
Indeed. Okay, just let me ask you, why did you wait until so many days after being given 21-day notice that that we would seek sanctions? Why didn't you dismiss it during those 21 days?
No reason.
No reason. And any reason why you waited until after all of this legal work was done with summary judgments, then to dismiss it on the eve of summary judgment?
No reason. I
Okay. All right. That's it. And then they ask, have you been truthful? And that's just all this is right here. Is there anything you want to add? So that's there. Let's see if there's anything interesting in the emails. I'm rolling.
Are there
down
more
through.
exhibits that we haven't seen?
Well, they're the emails themselves that were
Which we already read.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything in here, because there's there was the requests. I'm just looking at the exhibits. I'm flying through them. Just like I said, just to see if there's something on here that didn't make it in. Some of these emails, it's funny looking at them in order. When you read them through, I don't know. It's just pretty funny. I'm proud of how comical they've made this, because it shouldn't be this funny.
This case is beautiful.
I mean,
all of these cases, all of them.
To note too, when you're looking at the exhibits, like the letters are, they're written like this. That's why they're in that
font. You had to go in and actually change that to make it like that.
Yeah, they're trying to mimic some kind of computer problem.
This is so stupid. This is when boomers get caught. This is how boomers get caught right here.
See, Randy did respond, by the way, in this. He's like, sure, I'm available April 16th, It was
Mhm.
like, all right. And then, of course, you had the granting of the motion, which was not added into that too. And, okay, so there's
Okay,
the
there was a
thumbnail thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So he
It is
linked it.
still Monday. Oh, that's what she was trying to say. It is still Monday.
I don't
Like,
understand
what
though
are you
why.
like, you're being, she's basically telling Randy, calm down, it's still Monday.
Yeah. And then they didn't provide anything on Monday or
Right.
Tuesday. And well, I mean, as far as we're aware, they still haven't provided anything. But what's fascinating again, they linked this thumbnail right here, which was talking about what happened during that hearing we just read. So that isn't about this, They should have had all the materials that they brought into this to bring an action, not something that's current. He was asking for all materials, and all they did is get butthurt about that one,
Right. And they
That's-
still, and then since then, that was February 5th. Today is March 1st, and they have still not turned over anything.
Yeah.
They're going to get sanctioned. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to get sanctioned. There is no doubt about it. The judge will sanction him for this.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, there's no chance he won't at this point, because there was a safe harbor period. They waited that safe harbor period. He still didn't turn over the information. They're going to get sanctioned. There's no other remedy. That is the remedy. Sanction.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous for this stuff to be going on.
It's going to be
this-
hilarious. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
All right. I think I'm going to hit some super chats. Are you sticking or are you out of here?
No, I'm going to go lay down.
Yeah.
My
Sounds
back
like a good
still hurts, so I'm going to go do that.
Go
But
rest
you
up.
guys-
Monday, we will be kicking off some fun day. I'll probably be back tomorrow and do something. I'll probably cover that criminal stuff. That looks very fun,
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Somebody sent me a bag of dicks. For real.
I had
got a
somebody
bag-
go to...
I think it's because I said that Judge Bev Canoni should go eat a bag of dicks. I said something about I respect judges. Well, except her. She should go eat a bag of dicks. And so this lawyer who listens to me sent me a bag of gummy dicks. And they
That's
are
funny. They
hilarious,
sent
but
you... They were like, well, here's a snack pack.
I don't eat gummies, so I'm going to give them to the oldest daughter.
That's
I showed them to her and she goes, "What are you doing with those?" And I said, "The chat sent them."
That is absolutely hilarious.
The chat sent them. And she's like, "I'll eat them." She's funny. She's like, "I like gummies." I'm like, "Okay, well, you can have them. Like, don't show your dad."
That is absolutely hilarious.
She's 19, by the way. Just letting you know, everyone. She's not a child. She is an adult.
Yes. Yeah, that is actually a good clarification for the chat too. So later on, when oh my god,
She
when
gave
the
her
weirdos
daughter a bag
start-
of dicks.
Yeah,
My daughter is on her way to being of drinking age, so calm down. She's 19 already.
it'd just be the haters would be the ones throwing the fit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They'd be like,
know.
oh my god, how dare you, Megan? How dare you? I'm like, what? What are you talking about, weirdo? All right, we'll go.
All right, I'm out of here. See you guys.
See ya. Have fun. Yeah, thanks for Megan popping in today too. Like I said, she wasn't feeling good today. I didn't know she'd make it, but she did, and it turned into a fun live stream. This is crazy anyway. I mean, when you go through all of this and you look at everything that's attached to it, it is absolute madness. All right, so I'm gonna start going through supers. I'm gonna catch the ones outside first, and then we'll go in. So, Wanda, thanks for the 5 there. I appreciate that. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Cheryl sent a 5er as well. Thank you, Cheryl. That's awesome. Again, thank you for all of your support. You've been awesome like that. CP, I don't know. I'm just to say, Chris. That's easier, because I see you around, and you've super chatted before, actually. So you don't care if I note that. Thanks for the 5 there. For love listening to you and Megan. Thanks. Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. That is awesome. Appreciate you being here too. I love it though. I love all this stuff. Like I said, I'm addicted to this case. This case is crazy. And it's not just one case, it's a million cases. MaxLab, thanks for the 2 there. What's up, MaxLab, by the way? Thanks for sending over. MaxLab has been sending over some good spicy nuggets for tomorrow, man. Tomorrow is gonna be, it's gonna be wild. We're gonna go in and we're gonna have a good one. we're gonna talk about again the arrest. So there was an arrest on the property. Element OP. You know that whole statement about she has, well, let's just say there's a terrible element that keeps popping up there. Well, there was another arrest. And this one, yeah, we'll look at it. It is something else for sure. Oh, thank you, Max Lab. I smell something very spicy going down. That sounds interesting and horrible in its own way, doesn't it? Wanda, thank you for that membership, Wanda. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you, Wanda. Appreciate you. Romer, man, it's good to see you. A Romer side in 55 months, son. Hey, hope all is well. I sent you a message on Twitter and Gmail. I didn't see the Gmail there. I'll have to recheck. But if you would bump it back up, just bump it up so I can see it again. All right there. Thank you. Jack's mom, thank you for a gifted membership off that. Thank you, Jack's mom. Appreciate you. It's awesome. Good seeing you too. Jack Miles, thanks for the 5 months. It's a y'all thing. Indeed. No, thank you. I'm just playing. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. It's shot. Thank you. 5 gifted memberships on that. Boom. Thank you. Good to see you too. It's good to see you. It's awesome. Green vegetables. Thanks for the 10 there. I have money again. Why didn't they give lawyers? Why don't they give lawyers Viagra? They grow. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, but did they stay the same? Is it kind of like the Gremlin rules? You know, you don't give lawyers Viagra because they grow. And Ms. Baven, thanks for the 6 there. Appreciate you there. Just dropping in again to show love and support. Well, thank you. I'm at work again, so I'll catch you on replay. Love you too. That's awesome. Yeah, replay crew, love you too. Daily Dysfunction, 18 months. Thank you. Streaming on a weekend. You spoil us, Tuck. Appreciate you. Well, thank you. I would have spoiled you yesterday. I would have live streamed yesterday too. But like I said, it got crazy. You know, I was supposed to. It was wild to go to drive. Like I said, I was supposed to drive all the way to Nashville. You know, and have a doctor appointment down there. And I got about halfway there, and I was like, I cannot drive down here. Like, I'm not going to make it. I couldn't do it. I've never had an incident where I'm driving and then all of a sudden I can't, but I knew in my gut, I was like, I can't do this. So I did the smart thing. I didn't tempt fate. I was like, no, when just me, I had my kids with me. So we pulled off, went to Murfreesboro. We hung out for a bit, I know, because I needed to get myself squared away. I couldn't have driven home then either. So I got everything squared off, and afterwards we did. But by the time I got home, I mean, it took a lot out of me. But yesterday, I like to stream on Fridays. So I took Friday off instead. Now we're streaming now. Misbehaving dropped a gifted membership too. Thank you, Misbehaving, again. Appreciate you very much. Fallen Hero dropped super chat there. Thank you, Fallen Hero. It doesn't allow a comment on there, but it is its own statement. Thank you. Sin also dropped super chat. Again, same thing. You know, YouTube didn't allow a comment on it, but it is a comment in backing. Thank you. Wendy Bono, thanks for the 5 there. Hey, Tug and Megan, had to send some make the haters cry breadstick money. Well, thank you. Their tears, it washes away all terrible, doesn't it? Carol, thanks for the 10 there. I think you two are the best. Both should get number 1 on iTunes. Thank you. Megan makes better, I'm going to say, like, presentations of songs in general. Like for me, I just like to put a lot of bass into a song and make fun of something. You know, that's my thing. But she puts on a great presentation. I mean, it's an event, you know, versus a song. So props to her and her endeavors on that. Thanks for the 2 there. Finally made it live. You guys are great. Thanks. Hey, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad you caught the live. That's awesome. 4,000 of you did. That's amazing. Deborah, thanks for the 2. Definitely a little tuglet. The tuglets. Oh, by the way, I think they're asleep already today. They got worn out yesterday from everything. Rachel, thanks for the 10. I get it. When you feel rough and you can't do stuff. I missed something yesterday. Started flaring 2 hours before. Truly living a rare disease day 2025 yesterday. Man, sending love to you both. Yeah, I hear you there. It's weird. When you feel it, you understand it with people. You know, you get what people are saying. I still do a lot, but travel is really hitting me there. It's hit me hard. So you take care of you, you know, and love to you. Make sure that you're doing okay. So Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Jeremy confirmed Sean is leaving. See, that's interesting. Like I said, there are a few reasons that you have to have a stated reason for it, right? And out of anything, you can say anything you want about the case, how it go on, any of that stuff. But one thing that I would say with Sean is he didn't go out and try to damage his clients. You know, he worked in what he thought was the best interest of his clients. He kept his mouth shut on social media. He didn't get into things. The ecosystem, funny enough, so the ecosystem's followers were like, well, maybe that's because he's had contact with Megan and Tug. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I've been on streams with him before. He's never talked about that, but he'd been on there before they hired him. You know, I know him and stuff. I've not had a problem with him as far as you know, as an individual is concerned. I've never gotten a back and forth there. Maybe he took on a case that he didn't realize like what kind of a piece of garbage it was. Or maybe, again, I don't know. He doesn't talk about this with me. Maybe they didn't pay him. I mean, if they're having to beg up money for a depo, who's to say that they paid the man? But it's funny, their excuses, they always have an excuse to shoot down somebody that either leaves the property, says that there was a problem, they end up getting off with the cases. There's always some reason to attack them. And a lot of it seems to, I always wonder too, is it them trying to get away from BBB? Because we heard before that he wasn't communicating with BBB. You know, the same thing with Silverman, not communicating with BBB. I wouldn't want to either. It is fascinating, isn't it? Carol, thanks for the 5. Like the witch on Wizard of Oz. I'm melting. That's funny. It's funny too. I found, so on Audible, like 13 of the books are on the Wizard of Oz books. They are on audiobook for $1. By the way, I sent that to someone today and that reminded me of it. And I sent a gift. It was a $1 gift. I was like, hey, check this out, you know, because they like them. And that is funny. Skipper, what's up, man? Hey, let me get that locked in. There it goes. Thank you for the 2 there. Happy birthday, Kippy. What's up, Kippy? Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday from all of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Yeah. No, for real. Have a good one, though. Appreciate you, too. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 5. Freedom of speech only applies to them. No one else, though. Yes. I mean, the elder statement has no limits. Indeed. The elder statement said that he can say anything or do anything because he was a veteran, you know. And again, no shot at veterans. You know, love to veterans. Thank you for your service. But that doesn't mean you just get to go out and try to ruin people's lives and then pretend, you know, that you know what you're talking about. I mean, these people are just absolute morons. There are a lot of morons over there. It's amazing. Mama Laura, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. That is awesome. Like I said, one of the things I love are memberships because that gifts you all. I think that's cool. Jay Hibb, I thought this was fun. I saw it roll in. Thanks for the 5. I'll be donating to that. He was talking about the LMNOP-JC funding drive. Yes, I'd like to help with the new memorial as well. Indeed. Don't you feel motivated? Don't you feel it? It's so bizarre that whole memorial thing. The more I think about it, the more it irritates me, because I really do think that all of that is just contrived. It's not just for grifting. It's also for drama. Like, who sticks to, a 2x4 and what, a 4x4 or whatever in the ground, puts a no trespassing sign on it, and says that is somehow there to commemorate someone. I also said, for me, again, this is a statement for me. I'm not talking about with Jeremy or anything, but if people pointed this much drama at me, I would rescind my invitation for them to put up anything. If that makes me an ass, so be it. But I would not let somebody weaponize all of this crap and go after me over and over again, and then state, oh yeah, I can do some. No, I wouldn't want them near me. It wouldn't have anything to do with that, because they made it not about that thing. They made it about drama. They linked up with people that want to ruin someone's life. Forget them, man. I would want them away from me and away from my life. So I would definitely rescind that. It's craziness. Joan, thanks for the 20 there. Thank you. Breadsticks for the haters to whine about. Indeed. Thank you, Joan, too. Yeah, that's so funny. Like, what really bothers them more than anything? Success. That's right. Seeing success from other people. Jesse, thanks for the 5. Collections, that's crazy. Yes, indeed. BBB was asking people to cover over $580 invoice on Crusher's chat, and someone covered it. See, that's what I mean. They are asking people, just random people out there, to foot the bill of the what the hell's media ecosystem to try to ruin this guy's life. And they're proving, like, when they're soliciting money to ruin this man, oh yeah, they are proving again and again that they've put together this machine to try to destroy someone. They'll spin it and try to say, no, it's about blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm sure you contacting Olight. I'm sure you're going after a whatnot. That just doesn't ink in there, right? Iowa farmland. That's crazy. 580 invoice. Like, again, they've been begging. These people have put in, like I said, they have put in close to, I would say, 6 figures for the barn dominium shit. And then on top of it, they're begging off more money. They tried to bring in those 2 people to do all this crap, an attack. They asked for $10K. I think they made $700 on it so far. They've asked for fencing, memorial. They've asked for money for themselves for certain things. They've, God, that is a lot. I need to write it all down just to look at the size of this grip, because it is amazingly crazy. Iowa farmland. Thanks for the 5 there. I got a reply to commit. I put on the Hale's Facebook, but got a reply today telling me to contact a unknown person that I need to know before showing support. I'm not sure what that's about there. You got a reply to commit on Hale's Facebook. Got a reply today telling me to contact some unknown person before showing support for the Hales thing. Is that what you're talking about? I'm confused on that. Could you clarify that for me? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying there. Could just be me, again. I might not. Like I said, my processing isn't that great some days. Kimberly, thanks for the 2. Will the trial be filmed when it starts? That's federal, so no. But if you have people that go there, they can sit in and tell you all about it. They can ask for permission to film, but I doubt it's going to be filmed because it's federal. That's where you get this shot down for federal. I actually don't know I don't think you can film federal. Yeah, I don't think you can film federal anyway. I'd have to look that up if there's any exceptions to that. But if you have people go there, they can tell you all about it. You can have media and other people go in. You can have observers, report on it and stuff. And so that's the way you cover a lot of that. Emma, thanks for you. Hey there, return. Appreciate that. Hey there. I love it. Best Friends Alive. Have you ever seen American Horror Story? Asylum, my favorite horror series. More of a thriller. How was your day in the city with the girls? Like I said, my day went really well. It was actually, it was a, I mean, it was a fun day considering, I took them out, we looked around. I picked up some books for the girls and, stuff like that. I took them to eat. So, I mean, that was a good day. It just, it went from, you make the best out of days like that too. A bad day, like turning into something better. So that was a lot of fun, I have to say. And as far as American Horror Story, yeah, I've seen all the way up until the newer ones. I really liked that first season. Oh, that was such a clincher there. Coven. That one was much better than it had any business being. But yeah, a lot of those early seasons were good. Now, because I can't remember which season turned me off a bit. I just was like, and I fell off from it. But I loved it for a while. It was really good. Wanda, thanks for the 2 there. Hey, you 2. I hope you all are good. Indeed. I'm doing pretty well. And again, Megan is on the mend. She's doing better than she was before, but still on the mend. So, SF, thanks for the 10. According to E, Mitty Baker, murder trials are more straightforward than civil cases. Typically, only a dozen witnesses or so, and they will take as much time to complete. But they tend to be quite short. Yeah, it depends. I mean, a lot of them are pretty straightforward. Some of them are very flimsy, but yes, you only have X, Y, and Z in it. And in a civil case, you also have this other component where you don't have like a trained prosecution team going in. So you're building your own case. You don't have all of the evidence beforehand or lack thereof. When you think about like a murder trial, when you're comparing the two, you think you've had investigators look into it. You have, again, a trained prosecution team. In a civil trial, you look at the way discovery, it comes together. You're having your investigation happen during the freaking trial. I mean, pretty much. So it is much different. I mean, you've got a point on that for sure. Best Friends for Life, thanks for the 5. To the glory days. Yes, to the glory days. I want you to think back to ancient Rome when we had gladiators entertaining us. I mean, those were the glory days. Those were the entertainment days, were they not? Indeed. Indeed. Idaho Sunflower, thanks for the 2 months there. I wonder if BBB is having a hard time getting LMNOP to comply with giving him discovery. He needs to turn over. Thank you, Tug and Megan. I wonder if they're delaying as much as they can, for sure. With compliance, I think they'll try to stonewall everything they can. And I think they'll try to use the judge's description of how he said it to try to stonewall. But they'll turn over nothing. And it'll be a mess. Heidi, thanks for the 20 there, by the way. Thank you for that. For Theraflu and PP Safe Cold Medicine. Thank you for sure. Yeah, I know Megan had been doing well, man. Around here too, the weather change. So it's back down to freezing again tonight. Last week it was 60 degrees here. It's just an absolute mess. Pickle Tate, thanks to my ambulance rides have been over 8K plus here in Jacksonville. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. They should never. People shouldn't be priced out of getting help. I mean, that is so nuts. The Lurker, thanks for that. I use GoodRx for my meds that are not covered by Medicare. Yeah, GoodRx actually does well. There's a couple of other discount services. I'd have to look them up. My dad, we used to use a bunch of them to actually help out with stuff. That's good advice, though. People are looking for something to actually get help with it. OB711, thanks for the parasistent spouse takes 3/4 if you have insurance. That's funny. That is funny. I like it. Sandra D, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Again, thank you, Sandra. Thank all of you that do that. Love them. They're awesome. Thank you. Best Friends for Life, thanks for 5. It's okay, Tug. Don't worry about money. Just sit there and sound pretty. That's what I try to do. Oh, I'm so pretty. Hey. The more medication I take, too, it makes me sound a little ditzy as well. I love it. That's funny. Thank you. Melissa, thanks for the 5 there. There's not a statement, but that is a statement. Thank you, Melissa, for backing the channel. That is awesome. John, thanks for the 2. Stark's computer died. Stark's computer didn't die. Indeed, that's exactly what I thought when I saw that. That's awesome. Shifter Brains, thanks for the 10 there. Tug, since Bubbles is an ambulance chaser, for goodness sake, please check prior to getting into any further ambulances. Pernicious and Bubbles are known to be quite hostile. I know, you've got to watch out for that. It's very dangerous. You are indeed correct. Thank you for that advice. Vanessa, thanks for 10. Cindy loves and hugs to her sweet Mary. What's going on, Mary? The snarky Gen Xer who lost her mother. Oh man, Mary, love to you there. That's sad, Mary. Love to you, like I said. If you need support, again, there are a great number of people out there that will, they can be there for it. And again, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you find that you yourself can't deal with it on your own, and you shouldn't, and outside of friend groups or family, make sure that you get professional help too. It's okay to feel. It's okay to mourn and to grieve. Valor View News, thanks for the 10. The Tiki Bar drunk drown with a polyflop scissor and didn't drown. Yeah, could you imagine that story? Oh my God. That story's so funny. I did look more to see about. I forgot to bring those pictures up. I'll have to pull them again. I had them and my computer restarted. Totally forgot about those. I meant to bring them up tonight. Jane, thanks for the 10. I wonder if Stark's wife made a deal with Bruce since her husband has bad health, low financial support. Maybe just doesn't want thrown under the bus. I don't know. Just a thought. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It makes you wonder how exactly this discussion came together. I mean, again, $3,000 for a case is absolutely nothing. Nothing. Protective order. Going to have a protective order heard. I saw, you're talking about too, a little bit of prep, right? And to walk into court. That is essentially a protective order. So there, for that, maybe a few questions. Again, it'd be one day at court. It was somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000 just for that. The lowest people I could find were $3,000 on a protective order case, and some of the 3,000 people I wouldn't use. Just to note. So you can imagine. The point in that is to say you can imagine what you would give for $3,000 with an entire case. That would be someone else researching and bringing your case. It sounds like someone using someone else's name. That's what it feels like to me. Little B, thank you for the $10 super sticker on that. Thank you. Appreciate that. That is awesome. I love the stickers there. They're awesome. Thank you. Elephant, thanks for the 10 there. Here's me exercising my 1A. The haters are the literal definition of trailer trash. They should feel massive shame that they have not done anything good with their lives. Also, hi, and thank you, Muck. Yes, indeed. And you're allowed to have that opinion. You are allowed to have it, 100%. There's what they can't get away from here. They're allowed to have negative opinions about Jeremy Hales. What they can't get away from is what is an opinion and what is a statement of fact. Again, calling somebody an ARPist, for example, that's bad tidings. So big difference, Thank you. Misbehaving dropped a super sticker as well. Thank you, Misbehaving. Like I said, I love those super stickers. They're awesome. I love looking at them after the fact. Thank you. John, thanks for the 10 there. Attorney Stark, I died. Attorney Stark also, I didn't die. No, Attorney Stark it's so bizarre, though, that they will not cooperate on this case at all with things that they're supposed to. That is how you get sanctioned and get in a lot of trouble. That is also how you piss off a judge because you were not quiet. If they still haven't provided anything for that amount of time and they were asked repeatedly, I mean, that is a big issue for them. Travis, man, Travis, good to see you, brother. Thanks for the 17 months. I spent over 40K, 3 different cases. The guy numbers don't make sense. And yeah, yes, indeed. A 3K. I mean, that doesn't make sense for, a few years ago, little on right now prices. Dan Davis, thanks for the 5. Just because I'm going to bed early doesn't make me a stalker. Indeed. Thank you, Dan, by the way. That's funny. See you, buddy. Pickle Tick, thanks to Megan Fox. Are you sure they aren't laced? Oh, yeah. I wish you would have wish we would have gotten her beforehand. I wish I'd have seen that come in right when it did. Misbehaving dropped a gifted membership too. Thank you again, Misbehaving, for all of your support. Green Veggies, thanks for 10. Why doesn't Jeremy turn the homos on that? Best case, Sandra, she disintegrates like poo in the water stream. Worst case, she floats like some poo and goes downstream. Well, he's turning the legal water stream on her. That's exactly what he's done. Instead of dealing with her, like you can look at it that way. It's the water stream. He's actually tried to show people what all of this is about. It is crazy, though, that you could have this stuff pointed at your life and have somebody ruin everything there. Just wild. I'm going to, tonight, by the way, for redirect, again, it is a Saturday, so I will be sending you, there's a couple more super chats, but just a note tonight, I'll be sending you to Flashcasts. Now, remember with Flashcasts, the one thing, it always comes with this one warning. I love Flashcasts, love the guys involved there. But if you offend easily, don't go over there. But if you want to have fun and goof off, definitely go over there and have a good time. I'm setting up my redirect right now. It is a lot of fun over there. A lot of good people over there. A lot of goofing off. And again, if you get offended easily, probably not the thing for you. But if you want to have fun and goof off, is the place there. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. How do you think BBB will spin the court LP's post about JC being the one who placed the signs? Do the filers not see a problem there? Diluted? It's going to be interesting. I have one theory. I don't want to give them on the way that they might spin that. I do have a theory on it, but I don't want to give them that ammunition, because they may have not thought of that specific spin. But there is a certain spin that I think they'll throw out there. But they're also, if they throw it out there, if they figure this out, there's a defense against it too. So I don't want to give them a defense way. At the same time, it'll be just like anything else. Though they'll fight first of all anything that comes up, and they try to pretend that a lot of the posts don't exist. That's another reason, to be honest, that Randy asked them for metrics on a lot of their stuff. It's not just to prove how many people have seen everything, but also it showcases that they are indeed posting this stuff. It's admissions. So, but there are some other ways too. I don't mean to be vague in it, but like I said, I think there's one way. I just don't want to give them something there. Valor View News. Also, thanks for check your email. I sent a song, Tiki Bar Hero, LOL. I'll have to check that out then for sure. I'll have to see what's there. All right. So I'm going to redirect you all again to Flashcast tonight. I think it'll be a fun one for you all to have there. Isolated in Alaska. Wish you were streaming on Rumble. I don't stream on Rumble because they don't respond to anything. That's the problem. It's a double-edged sword there. They don't take down stuff, sure. But they have done that. Like they did that to me. I had a guy during a trial claim that a video that had been posted, actually on Locals, which is part of Rumble, they're owned by the same people, they would do something about that. And or rather they took that down, and then they said they would do something about that. They talk about it, but they don't even have a a way to appeal it. I had to reach out, find a person to talk to. I finally found somebody. They told me, oh yeah, they'll get back, and they never do. So I've had 3 separate issues with Rumble, and they don't get back to you on anything. They never follow through on anything they promise. And with that, I mean, one of the positives is that they're, most things don't get removed, but I myself, I do not want to spend my time building a platform, helping out, when they already do the same thing. They ignore us. I already deal with that. So, and they will, it's just like with this. Okay. They made the 2 Hales were saying that they were writing in, making legal requests and more. So I asked one of their representatives about getting a hold. I asked them 3 questions about that. I asked for a statement and 2 other things. And they forwarded over, told me I'd get a response. Nothing. So I wrote again, asking them for a follow-up. Nothing. Like, which is better? Is it better to have no system at all? Where you can't find out anything whatsoever? There's no one to talk to. So, I mean, that's been my reason for not really dealing with it. And it's still a mess. They want you to use that Rumble Studio over there if you're going to do anything with setting up, and it's just a mess. So I haven't used them very much. But anyway, I appreciate you folks, and I'm going to end here. See you. Thank you. Go over to Flashcast, check it out again, unless you get really offended. Don't. But I'll see you.